All right, everybody. Welcome to the Green Room here at Regal City Media Podcast. David, how's it going today?
It's going great. How you doing?
Mighty fine, Buddy Rowe. It's a sunny day.
It is.
In the 80s, after I was touring with the Oak Ridge Boys, and we were very busy, and they were phenomenally successful country music act. Which out of Nashville, but we really had a lot of rock and roll in our music as well. But we had a terrific publicist, Kathy Gangwish, and I was talking with her, and she saw some of my drawings, and we talked about my interest in comic books and Marvel comics specifically, and she set up a tour for me to go to Marvel while I was making a trip to New York City. So I got to actually I think it was maybe 82, 83, I got to tour Marvel Comics. And when I got to it was set up, and I went to this building, just an office building. I even forget what part of the city it was in. But it was just a general office, a tall office building, which everything is on Manhattan. And I walked in, gave them my name. They said, "Oh yes, Mary Severin is waiting for you." And I said, "Wow!" And of course, we used to read all of her comics, especially when she started her run as artist for the Hulk, when the Hulk got its own magazine finally, and she was such a gracious host and tour guide through their offices, and I got to meet some of the artists that were actually in the building, some of the inkers. It was it was like a dream come true. It was one of what I call my Ferris Bueller days. That was one of the the things that happened, one of many, but that was really a benchmark for me. And she had some original artwork just laying around. I mean, there'd be stacks of this stuff all over the place. I mean, the offices were they were not glamorous, futuristic looking offices where you'd think a comic book would be created. They were file cabinets and desks and stuff pasted up all over the walls, and layouts, and stacks of original artwork, just helter skelter almost. They were constantly in production and stuff going on. And she had some Neil Adams original art from X-Men, and she said, "Oh, here, would you like me to run you a copy of this?" Absolutely, yeah. She made me these Xerox, these copies of a Neil Adams page, or a Gene Colan page from Dracula, and I just thought I'd share that for a minute. I actually got to go to Marvel, backstage at Marvel, during that time in the 80s.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So I think at that point, Stan had already moved to the West Coast, was working out there. And then a lot of the other artists like Jack Kirby and Gene Colan and Gil Kane, those guys would mail their artwork in. They didn't actually come into the building and work at that point. But seeing all that original artwork laying around, and as it's going into production, and walked through there, and Frank Giacoia was in the room inking a page from something, and she says, "Hey, Frank, meet Freddy Satterfield, and he's with the Oak Ridge Boys," and blah blah. "Hey kid, how are you? Hey, okay." And then he's back over here.
Of course,
he's got his pens and his ink going, and his brushes, and
well, definitely he's on a timeline there. He was,
yeah. How's it going, kid? Now get out of here.
Yeah.
They were all gracious people to me, and
but the thing is that you got to see that where they're actually inking and everything, and we were talking about the stuff just scattered all over the place. I'm sure that, they had paint spills and stuff like that. Today, those same artists, I mean, they still have to have the inkers and painters and stuff like that, but they're all going digital now. It's all,
Yeah,
so you got to see something that, a skill that has kind of gone away and replaced then with the digital side of it, or at least for the graphic novels.